Hello friends, I am Mr. G. Pujari working as an assistant professor in Sharon Stop Technology College of Engineering. I am started in machine drawing. The point you need to study of machine element. In this machine element already we have seen about the introduction and we have seen the screw fasteners. Also we have started in last lecture shaft coupling. Okay, so in this shaft coupling we are going to see today we are going to see about the universal coupling. Okay, so till last lecture we have seen about the flange coupling, we already seen about the shaft coupling. So today we are going to see in this lecture about the universal coupling. So now we are going to discuss about the what is uses of universal coupling, what is the application and why we are using the universal coupling in industry. A universal coupling is also called as a universal joint. It is also called as a U-joint or hook joint. Is a joint or coupling in a rigid rod that allows the rod to bend in any direction and is commonly used in shafts that transmit rotary motion. You will see here we have joined the two rods here, those are not aligned. Okay, so by using this universal coupling we can able to join two rods, those are not aligned. So here you will see a universal joint is a mechanical device between rotating shafts that are usually not parallel but intersecting. They are used to transmit motion, power and or rotary motion between 2 points that are not in line with each other. So here you will see the motion is transmitting from one shaft to another shaft, and here one shaft is a driver and another one is a driven shaft. So driver shaft who is having the force, who is having the motion, that is transmitting or transferring to another shaft by this universal joint, and these joints are not in a one line. Okay, they are having intersecting with each other. So because of this universal joint they are having very easy to transfer motion from one shaft to another shaft. So here a universal joint comes in a lot of shapes and size that enables them to accommodate an infinite amount of application. Universal joints are used in aircraft, appliances, instrumentation, in medical line, control mechanism, electronics and optical devices that can be used in a sewing machine, and that also can be used in textile machinery and tool drives. So these are the applications of universal joints where we can able to use this universal joint. Now these are the 3D parts of universal joint. You will see here. So this is a corner block, this is a fork, this is a pin, and this is the assembly of universal coupling. So these are the two number of group we required to join together so that we can able to transmit motion from one shaft to another shaft. I will show you here the details about the universal coupling. As a machine drawing subject, what we require to understand the details of the every universal coupling joint. So here totally if you see here having a total 6 number of components are present into this universal coupling. So you will see here first is shaft. So here we are given the name, material and the quantity. So most of the material used mild steel and FS steel and MS steel. Okay, so MS steel. So these are the steel material used for this universal coupling, and another material also can be used as per the requirement. Some material may be PVC material also we can use, or maybe you are using a steel also you are using. So as per requirement we are preferring or we are using that universal coupling material. So here first one is a shaft. You will see here this is a shaft, and also this shaft is having a keyway for inserting the pin. Second one is a fork. So this is your fork. Then third one is a center block. So this is a central block piece, and this is a top view for the central block. Then fourth one is a pin. You will find here this is a pin which we are going to insert here for locking purpose here. And the fifth one is a collar. You will find here this is a collar. And the sixth one you will find is a key. So this one is a key we are using here for inserting purpose. So these are the total number of 6 components we required in a single piece, and here we have placed for every component second, or we can say 2 number of quantities, because we want to join a two shaft together. So for one shaft we required one set of all assembly, and for another shaft we required another set of assembly. So here you will see this kind of assembly we require to attach, and this is the final assembly drawing will takes place. Okay, so that from this side your one driving shaft will attach here, and from this side your driven shaft will attach here, so that they will, whatever the motion of driver shaft want to transmit to driven shaft, that can be transferred easily. Okay, now we are going to see about the bushed pin type coupling. So this is the bushed pin type coupling. This is a modified form of the protected type flange coupling. This type of coupling has a pins and it works as a coupling bolts. The rubber or leather bushes are used over the pins. The coupling is having two halves dissimilar in construction. Okay, so there is having two halves and they are having two dissimilar construction, and we are going to join the shafts from one side and another shaft from this side. So here we will see the bush pin type coupling. So these are the two flanges here, and they are connected, they are coupled to each other, and from here we are going to join our driving shaft. Those shaft we want to join, that will be attached here, and the another shaft which you want to transfer the motion, that shaft is going to attach here. So when this driving shaft will start moving, that is going to transmit the power to this driven shaft. Okay, so because actually coupling is used for transmitting the power from one shaft to another shaft, and here the rubber bushes are provided, and then bolt. Whatever we have joined this flange, then we are attached these flanges by using bolts. So this is a drawing for your bush type pin coupling, so that at one side we are attaching one driver shaft, and for another side we are attaching another driven shaft, and here we are going to attach with this bolt. Okay, so actually we require to draw this drawing as a machine drawing subject. We require to draw this drawing on our sheet. So application for bush pin type coupling you will find here are used where there is a little amount of angular, parallel or axial misalignment. Okay, so they are used in medium duty application in electric motors and machines. So mostly they are using where there is a angular, parallel or axial misalignment is there in between two shafts, and that whatever the misalignment or parallel or angular shafts are present, that we want to transfer the motion from one shaft to another shaft. So that time we are going to prefer this bush type pin coupling. Now we are going to see the next one is the Oldham coupling. So an Oldham coupling has 3 discs. You will find here they are having a 3 discs. This is 1, 2 and 3. Here also you will find this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3 number of discs. One coupled to the input and one coupled to the output, and middle disc that is joined to the first two by tongue and groove. Okay, so here this is one is going to attach with one shaft and second one is going to attach with second shaft, and whatever the middle one the present that is going to first attach to both of them by tongue and groove. Okay, so here the groove is created, so because of this that groove is attached by this third number of disc, and because of this alignment is takes place with this disc with first disc and second disc. So third disc will going to attach 3 discs together. You will see here the Oldham coupling. So here we are showing one animation. So this animation will show you. So here you will see the general layout of this Oldham coupling. This is a driving shaft and this is a driven shaft. So you will see here both the shafts are parallel. Okay, both the shafts are parallel, but they both not in a one line. They are not collinear. Okay, the shafts are not collinear. So in such cases we are going to prefer a Oldham coupling. We want to transport the motion from one shaft to another shaft, but here whatever the coupling we have provided here, that will be transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft. So here you will see this driving shaft is attached with this left hand disc, and this driven shaft is attached with this right hand disc. Okay, and here the middle or center disc is present, and that is attached here with groove. Okay, here also having groove, here also having groove, and when this driving shaft rotate, that time this left disc will start rotate. This motion is going to give to center disc, and because of this engagement with right disc, this disc started to rotate, and this right disc is attached with this driven shaft. This shaft is also started to rotate. So like this you will see here the animation is provided. Because of 3 is having alignment with each other, so because of this whatever the 2 shafts, those are not collinear but those are parallel with each other, they can transmit the motion from one shaft to another shaft. The application for this, they accommodate angular and axial misalignment and are especially useful in application where parallel misalignment is present. So in robotics and servo application it can be useful. Then also it can be useful to use in printer and copy machine. Now we are going to see the rigid coupling. Rigid couplings are a type of coupling that should only be utilized when shafts are precisely in line. A rigid coupling is only suitable for shaft in close alignment or held in alignment. If not aligned, torque will transfer to the shafts and bearings and likely cause premature failure. So here you will see this rigid coupling. This is a general layout about the rigid coupling. This is hub, this is driven shaft, this is driving shaft. Okay, and here we also mentioned we are using this rigid coupling suitable for shafts in close alignment or held in alignment. So that's the all whatever the shafts you want to connect, they must be having a close alignment. Okay, so one shaft is attached at one driving shaft and another shaft is attached here in a driven. So when the driving shaft is going to transmit the motion to driven shaft. Okay, so this is used as, or we can say this is a rigid coupling. So this is a general diagram for rigid coupling. Okay, and here one more advantage is this rigid coupling is used for the shafts of the same diameter. So wherever there is having diameters, both diameters are equal sides. The application for this one, for rigid coupling, this can be going to use in power transmission application, and this can be going to use in precision motion control application, in servo application. Okay, so now we have completed the coupling, and now we are going to see the pipe joints. So what is the importance of pipe joint, how many types of pipe joints, and why required to use pipe joints, that we are going to see now onwards. A fittings or adapter is used in a pipe system to connect straight sections of pipe or tube, adapt to different sizes or shapes, and for other purposes such as regulating or measuring fluid flow. These fittings are used in plumbing to manipulate the conveyance of water, gas or liquid waste in domestic or commercial environments within a system of pipes or tubes. So pipe joints is nothing but we want to transfer the liquid, we want to transfer a gas from one place to another place. So that for liquid transfer or the gas transfer, we are required to use a pipes. The pipes may be a metal pipe or the pipe may be a PVC pipe. Okay, as per the application, what kind of fluid you are going to want to transmit from one place to other place, as per requirement we are going to prefer to which kind of pipe or which kind of joints you want to use. So here we are going to see the materials, because the material is very much important while selecting for the pipe joints. Carbon and galvanized steel is one material we can use. Also we can able to use impact tested carbon steel. Then we are going to use the low temperature carbon steel. Also we can able to use stainless steel. Non-ferrous metals includes copper, inconel. Then non-metallic includes acrylonitrile, butadiene, means ABS material, fiber reinforced plastic, FRP, then polyvinyl chloride, this is PVC, then high density polyethylene, HDPE, and toughened glass, then chrome molybdenum alloy steel, generally used for high temperature service. So these are the material we have seen. Now onwards there is having so many types of pipe joints. So all these whatever the types of pipe joints, I am keeping this point for my next lecture. Okay, so just I am summarized whatever the points we have learned today. Today we have started our lecture with universal joint. In universal joint we have seen what is the use of universal joint, why the universal joint required, and what is the general drawing of universal joint we have seen. Then today we have seen about the Oldham coupling. Then also we have seen the rigid coupling. Okay, and then we have started our new point of pipe joint. and why we are using, today we have seen why we are using the pipe joint and what type of material is required for pipe joints. So in next lecture we are going to see about the type of pipe joints, how many types of pipe joints, and which pipe joint we are going to prefer at which location and when. So I am very thankful to everyone for listening this lecture carefully, and I hope you will come again to listen for next lecture. Thank you very much.